Alice brought a dying wolf in from the rain and kept vigil by the fire. At dawn, the blankets were empty, muddy human footprints crossed the floor, and a naked stranger washed calmly at her sink, the same green-eyed man from town. How had the wolf heard the story only Alice told? The driver's door opened and a man stepped out. Tall, bearded, shaggy. Calm as he walked over and crouched beside Alice. Where? Over to my car. It's the blue one. When clear green eyes looked into her face with a silent question, she answered with a shake of her head. Face red with embarrassment, she looked up and saw green eyes gazing back, the dark eyebrows above them slightly raised. It's you, she said. The man who had helped her. He nodded. Did the dog make it? I don't know. Things didn't look good when we left. The man was tall and plucked a jar for her. Thank you. After she put the honey into her basket, Alice added, not just for this, but for keeping me from being run over on the road. He was certainly enigmatic, offering nothing more than a nod. The final brilliant streaks of sunset glowed through the trees while Alice trudged outside for more firewood. Halfway to the woodpile, her feet froze in the mud. There, between the cabin and the first line of trees, the shape of an animal slumped in a bloodied puddle. Not a dog. A wolf. Alice stopped again. Handling a wild animal was much different than handling a pet. But the sound of the wolf's panting whines drew her forward. The wolf was too far gone to do more than whine and twitch while she eased it onto the sled, her muscles straining with the effort. Still, she kept well out of the way of its muzzle and walked backward while pulling the sled to keep the wolf in her line of sight. Once inside and eased onto a pile of blankets near the fireplace, the wolf fell still again. Alice settled next to the wolf in the belief that the night would be a vigil. Alice found herself speaking out loud in an attempt to bring something good to this long wait. I don't know much about wolves, not real ones like you, but there was a book about Norse mythology that I loved as a child and I still remember most of. Those legends by heart. Wolves appeared in a few of them. Everyone knows about Fenrir, but have you heard about the twin wolves that live in the sky? One chases the sun and the other the moon. Should I tell you about them? While Alice talked about the myth, the wolf's ears slowly relaxed from their fearful angle, and its breathing fell quiet. She spoke long into the night, the fear-light gleaming off her hair and the wolf's fur while the shadows fell around them. Alice didn't remember falling asleep. Instead, she opened her eyes and saw the fireplace had gone cold and gray with ashes. Muddy, bloody blankets lay crumpled on the floor. Alice blinked and reached out, unable to believe it. When her fingers found only fabric and air, she stumbled to her feet and opened the nearest curtains, flooding the area with watery light. Muddy tracks led away from the blankets. They were human footprints, from someone who was notably bigger than her. The faucet from the kitchen sink was running. Alice could hear the clang of the pipes beneath the floor and the splashing of water. She grabbed a piece of firewood, holding it like a club, and inched toward the kitchen, her steps beside the footprints. A man stood at the sink, naked and calm as he washed his face. Streaks of dried mud covered most of his skin, and matted hair hung by his ears, as water dripped down his dark beard. Alice recognized him even before sharp green eyes glanced over at her. The man in the camper van. Her fingers twitched against the log while the man turned back to the sink, every line of his body suggesting a complete lack of shame. So, do the brothers ever catch the sun and the moon? You didn't say. Alice sucked in a breath. The reference to the story she'd told the wolf and no one else, how footprints had walked away from the wolf's place by the fire. Her gaze fell on the man's chest, muddy as the rest of him. There was a patch of clean skin just below one collarbone, and a shiny pink scar shaped like a bullet hole. She should deny it. Protest that she wasn't crazy enough to believe the man who had helped her was also the wolf she had held vigil over. But Alice only stared while he straightened up and turned toward her. Something ran through Alice while she pointed the piece of wood at him, but it wasn't fear. If you want to kill me, let's get it over with. If I'd wanted to kill you, you'd have never woken up. With a sigh, she let the hand with the log fall to her side. A shower would be faster, you know. The left faucet is cold water and the right faucet is hot. There's already soap and shampoo in there. There are spare clothes in the attic, too. I'll bring down any that'll fit and then get you something to eat. Or do you want to leave and hunt out in that rain? The wolf glanced out the window and then back at her. You're handling it better than most. I don't have normal fears. And I'm plenty crazy in other ways, too. Take as much time as you need. The wolf opened the bathroom door wet and clean, rubbing his skin dry with a towel. These words flew from her mouth. Who burned your van? He seemed unsurprised by the question. You saw him at the store yesterday. The one who teased you until you broke his nose. The wolf nodded. Set it on fire with me inside, and stood ready to shoot as soon as I escaped through one of the doors. He didn't expect a wolf to squeeze through a window instead. How'd you end up here? Caught your scent and remembered how you'd handled the dog. Figured if I lived that long, I might get lucky enough to catch your pity. She licked dry, nervous lips before asking her next question, the most important one. You killed him. Yes, the two wolves will catch the sun and the moon during Ragnarok, the end of the world. Then she held out the clothes. His eyes glittered. When's that? No one knows. Don't seem much like wolves to me. If you can't catch what you're chasing, you hunt something else. Well, it's a human story. Anyway, I set out some boots by the fireplace. Hopefully you can find a pair that fits. The wolf nodded. What's your name? Alice. Thank you, Alice. The food will be ready in a few minutes. He ate more neatly than she expected. When his bowl was empty, she straightened up. Want some more? While she ladled a second helping, the wolf spoke. You're no dyke. It startled a laugh out of her. What makes you say that? I smell the other woman on you. But I also smell how you react to me. She deflected it with a smile. You're right. I'm bi. Before Magdalene, I went out with men. This cabin yours or hers? Mine. It was bequeathed by my maternal grandmother. He nodded. You knew her, said Alice, sure of the answer as soon as she spoke the words. A little. I never met her. What was she like? Curious about things. Like me? No. She wasn't nice. Then you're alone. I have Magdalene. Who isn't here. She's making a point. Once she's ready, she'll be back. Not for a few days, though. The lesson has to stick. Alice took a sip of coffee. I don't know why I'm talking about myself. You're the mysterious one. Ask if you want. What's your name? Colton. Do you have anyone who can help you? A family or a pack? The wolf shook his head.